Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the LLE Podcast. I'm Kajal and today I have a surprise for you.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and it's so nice to see someone else do this for once.
So, Sarah, you started hosting this podcast during your LLB and are now completing your LLM. How does it feel to be on the guest seat today?
um, it feels a little more nerve-wracking than I thought it would. Um, it's it's a nice experience. It feels like a full circle moment. Um, Being a host has always been a little bit stressful for me because you, there's a way that I feel like I want to perform, and I've had guests tell me that they were stressed to be on the podcast, and I was like, well, why are you? But now I understand. Now I get it.
Now you know how it feels like being interviewed, but honestly, you were such a good host, never intimidating. That for sure. I bet all the guests could relate to that.
Thank you.
Moving on, you've been part of the student learning assistant journey since your second year.
Second year next.
Looking back, how would you describe that experience in one word?
Growth.
Nice, I like that. Very fitting. What first motivated you to become an SLA?
So I've always kind of been passionate about helping other people academically. I found myself often in school tutoring or helping my friends understanding concepts or revising, trying to prepare for exams. Not for all the topics, but for some of them. And I think I liked the idea that I would want to teach one day. And I knew that this was a skill I wanted to try to nurture as I went to university, and I knew that whichever university I would pick, I would look for a role or a certain activity that would help me do that. And I found that exactly within the SLE scheme within Middlesex University, and so I applied, and I'm so happy I did.
I'm so happy to trust us. What do you remember most about your early days as an SLA?
So, generally, what I remember most is constantly challenging myself. But there's my earliest memory is right after interview process, and after finding out that I got the role. My first actual SLE experience that I remember is being asked to conduct my first referencing workshop. And for the shy Sarah that believed that being an SLE was only one-to-one consultations and no public speaking at all, it was quite it was a challenge. It required quite a stretch, and it required getting out of my comfort zone. And I remember having a conversation with Nushreen.
Shout out to Nushreen, head of LLE department.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation with her, and she was like, I believe you can do it. I see that you have a lot of potential, and I'm so thankful that I got that push, and that I got the opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and to try it, even if it doesn't matter how well it went or how it could have gone. But I'm happy that I got the opportunity to try, and I'm happy I was able to seize it. So yeah, that's my earliest memory.
That's quite a transformation. Indeed, from shy to now outgoing, approachable.
Thank you.
Be it to students, staff. Indeed, a transformation. How do you think you have grown through this role, not just academically, but personally as well?
So, academically, I will say that helping other students with simplifying concepts or learning skills like legal writing, advocacy, routing, everything that you're helping them with, it does allow you to refine your own knowledge and your own skills. So I do believe that academically it's helped me improve, it's helped me I keep mentioning this, but it's true that when you're helping other people understand concepts or skills, it allows you to structure it better in your head. And the fact that you're always trying to find new ways to formulate it so other people can understand, you're cementing your own knowledge. So, in a way, I feel like it's really strengthened my grasp of whatever I've been taught throughout my LLB and LLM. Now, personally, it's been a real journey of skill building. I don't think there's any project that's been put forward and that Nusrin or Smriti have asked me to help with that I've rejected, or, well, not rejected, but that I've not wanted to help with. Because I'm so lucky that I realized early on that everything was an opportunity to build skills. And like I mentioned, the first workshop was a challenge. And then there was table sessions, there was more workshops, some were referencing there were other topics as well. There was in-class assistance, there was invigilating for exams, there was activities and games planned for different cohorts. It was always something new, and there was the podcast as well. So yeah, that I must obviously be forgetting things, but there are so many things that I have gotten the chance to do, and it's helped me build a number of skills that I would have never been able to build at all. The most important one, I think, is being able to face challenges with less fear now, and with this sort of acceptance that I just have to try. It doesn't matter the outcome, like what the outcome will be, but I just want to not have any regrets at the end of the day that I was presented with an opportunity and I failed to try. Now, there's also, side note here, that within that journey, when I was scared of challenging myself, I found this quote which I do not remember exactly, but it's something along the lines that you are never presented with an opportunity. The universe will never present you with an opportunity that you are not ready for.
I love that. Like, it's always in alignment.
Yeah, definitely. So even if you feel like you're not able to do it, there's a reason why you are given this opportunity. So there's that, and I do believe that if there's any advice I could give to all of the students at university, is to rise up to these occasions and take up the challenge.
So glad I got to witness this growth of yours. I believe once you enjoy doing what you do, it becomes easier.
It
Like,
does.
it's a learning process, yeah, but also grasping skills that you will use in the future, wherever, be it in studies, workplace, everywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all about developing your skills and applying existing ones. You've supported many law students, especially with research, writing, and referencing. What challenges do students tend to struggle most with?
So there's each student will have their own personal reason why they would book a consultation. So they would each have their own personal struggles, their own questions. But there's a very common theme within each consultation that there's an element of panic when students receive when the assignment questions, the mooting questions, whatever. For us, law is just coursework, mostly coursework and mooting, and sometimes MCQs. So as soon as they know that there's work to do, there's this sort of panic that sets in that, oh, well, I have no clue what to do. There's no way I can do this. How am I going to get through with this? Yeah. And a lot of the SLA consultations that we have to do is that I have had to do personally has been about managing this anxiety, this fear of failure, this, oh, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah,
So
it's
as soon
totally
as-
normal.
Yeah, it's totally normal. And as soon as you realize that this is the biggest step to get past, the assignment or the routing is pretty easy. It's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once we get the clarity, it becomes easier to cope.
Exactly, yeah. So there's the to what you mentioned about clarity is correct. There's a certain information asymmetry between lecturers and students, where lecturers expect some certain aspects of assignments to be some certain way, right? There are certain requirements of assignments that are not known to the students.
Yeah.
And the students, what they perceive or what they think the lecturers expect from them might not be exactly that. So since SLAs offer support to students in earlier years, so for example, if I'm in SLA in year 3, I'll be helping with year 1 and year 2 students. Yes, IFP as well. So that would mean that I have been through the classes, the modules, the assignments that you're going through, and I would understand what is required from the assignment, but I also know how you are perceiving the assignment as a student. And that's why I'm able to bridge the gap between, as an SLA, I'm able to bridge the gap between what the lecturers expect and what the students understand from the assignment. And once there is that clarity in how to approach the work, I believe that a lot of the anxiety and a lot of the intimidation from the work is dealt with.
True, absolutely. Is there a particular moment or student interaction that has stayed with you?
It's not something that's happened with one student specifically. It's happened, thank God, a lot of times. But consistently throughout, I've been in SLA for now 3 years. Consistently throughout, I've had students say after consultations, after workshops, that this was so helpful. You saved our lives, or you, very dramatic by the way, I did not. But it's things that I hear a lot. And the fact that I'm able to have an impact on students' academic journey and have such a rewarding
Yeah, the satisfaction you get when a student comes to you is like, Sarah, thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very rewarding feeling, and there's nothing like it. It makes me really really enjoy what I do. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm sure I know all the students are very happy to have you around. They benefit a lot from you, your insight, the way you guide them. Yeah,
I'm
no
happy
doubt.
to be here and helping you guys.
As an SLA, you're not teaching but guiding. How do you help students become more independent in their learning?
Mm. So that's perfectly worded. But SLAs do not teach, we guide, and the way that I personally do that is in establishing a clear boundary early on with students, that I cannot do the work for you, I cannot teach you the topics. There are certain things that are reserved for lecturers, because I'm still a student at the end of the day, right? I'm no expert in the field, so I can to an extent simplify some things for you, but I cannot take up the role of a teacher. What I can do instead is teach you skills, or based on my experience and based on the things that I have had to learn, try to transfer this to you, so that you can take this up and then apply it to your assignment or whatever you have to do. For example, let's take routing. I cannot formulate the argument for you, but I can show you how to do research. I can show you how to build your argument, to formulate it. I can show you how to write a skeleton argument.
So
that's
you can't write it for them. I think this is where they get mistaken, like
Yeah.
SLA, learning with peers, maybe
Exactly, yeah.
maybe.
So there's this misconception that we would do the work for you, but it's just guiding you through it. So I would tell you, well, this is how you're supposed to do research. Now you apply it to your work. I'll use a different example, and I'll tell you to apply it to your work. I use, for example, if you've got something about criminal law, I'll use a different topic like tort law, right? So that there's no overlap, and I'm sure I'm respecting academic integrity guidelines. And yeah, I feel like in helping students build this skill, it's setting them up for the rest of their university journey, and it's a lot more. Students might not realize it and feel like, oh well, we're actually making things harder for them because now they have to stretch their minds and learn a new skill. But by the end of the assignment, you don't realize it, but the future assignments, the future work that you're gonna have to do is going to be much easier now that you've taken the time to build.
Exactly, the fun. Once you get the foundation of it.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah.
Nice. I love how you worded it like a bridge between lecturer and students.
Yeah.
Why do you think students sometimes feel more comfortable learning with peers?
I think maybe it's the fact that usually when you're approaching SLAs or student bodies, we're people from usually the same age, roughly the same generation, yeah? So it feels like you're approaching a friend, not someone who's higher up or
the pressure is less.
Yeah. So I feel like there's obviously you would have a lot of respect and a lot of sometimes even intimidation from lecturers, which students should not have. It's not. I always try to make students understand that lecturers are here to help and that they love it when you go to them with your questions. But I do believe that there's since they have some certain amount of authority as well. They're experts in the field. They are students tend to put lecturers up there, and it's so, oh my god, how am I going to tell them that I don't understand? But that's not that should not be a belief that students hold, and so that's why I think it's easier to learn from peers than approaching. I want to say adults, but we're all adults, so adult your adults. But yeah, other than that,
I think it's the transition from high school to uni.
Exactly, yeah. There's this. We still have this as we're
misconception.
Going into university. We still have this idea that it's a teacher, so they have the authority, which should definitely be crushed when you get to university because we're all adults learning from adults, and there's this mutual respect between lecturers and students that should eliminate the idea that you will be judged. It should eliminate the idea that you cannot approach lecturers with a question. And I feel like there's also, you can joke about learning. You can learn in different activities in different ways. Like, for example, if me and you, we're friends, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got to quiz me on something, it's going to be a lot more fun than learning from someone who's actually teaching you the content in class. So, and that also helps you learn through games as well. So there's different reasons why, but learning through with peers is very, very useful.
We highly encourage students to ask questions to lecturers, to benefit from the tools, resources that university provide. So yeah, don't be scared.
The lecturers have been students as well, so they know what you're going through. They are here to help, and from my experience, they're always ready to help. And my advice would be to make the most of the university experience because Middlesex offers a lot of services, right? There's the academic part within lecturers, the classroom, where of course you have like formal studying happening, formal learning happening, but there's also services like the LLE where you have
You can do consultation with
Yeah.
staff.
consultations. You can learn from your peers. You can also learn from now casual sweeties. And there's help available. So make the most of the university experience and don't ever feel like you would need to hesitate before you reach out for help, because we're always happy to help. Yeah. So I believe that now there's different programs, different staff for different programs, and so you can book consultations with peers, SLAs, but also with Kajal, with Ansar, Smriti, Shalini, Nushin as well, right? So there's always people ready to help, and it would be a shame not to use these resources.
True, university provides so many resources.
Yeah, and we love it when you reach out and we're able to help you. As I said before, it's always rewarding to know that you've had an impact on people. So yeah, do reach out.
Tell us a bit about how you balance being a student, an SLA, and now completing your masters all together. For a tiny human like you, I'm not bullying, but
not right now.
How do you manage?
Okay. Let me frame this. I am human. I think the one thing that I struggle to do to this day still is managing my time and knowing when to say no, not taking too much on my plate. It's always a shock to me to hear about like the things that I've done, and you're asking me how I did it, and I have no plausible explanation about how I did it. I just know that at some point I did feel a sense of I was doing too much. I did feel burnout. So I had to take a break from my duties and from being in SLA and SVL and from being on campus a lot, because I used to spend a lot of time on campus even if I had no actual work to do here. But I did feel like I needed the break, and I had to learn the not time management, but more, knowing what to prioritize. So sometimes you won't be able to do everything that you want to do, and it's absolutely okay. It's I had to learn not to beat myself up for not checking everything off the list at the or not being able to do that at the end of the day. It's something that was challenging to do at first, but it's definitely not doing less, but it's being okay not performing at 100% every day. So yeah, I feel like
I think you previously put too much pressure on yourself.
Definitely. So what I would say I learned from that is understanding that we're human.
I love that.
We can, there's no way we could perform at 100% every day. It's impossible, and in the long run, if you're able to give yourself these breaks, this sort of acceptance,
so vital.
Yeah, and this permission to just be and rest and learn from your mistakes as well. It takes the pressure off of you, and you're actually able to get way more done and to feel satisfied with yourself and with what you're doing. Yeah, because there was a point where I would do so much and I would still feel like it's not enough. And now looking back, I'm like, I was performing like a machine and I was so unhealthy, and it's definitely not something I would recommend to anyone to put work before their health, whether mental or physical. So yeah, take care of yourselves.
Yeah, boundaries, time management, and at times a step back, much needed. as we say in French, reculer pour mieux sauter.
Yeah.
So I do believe you needed this, and so proud to see you figure things out. Like, you did it.
Thanks so much. And what you mentioned in French, it reminds me of this metaphor where if you're shooting an arrow, you have to pull it back so that you can go further. So yeah, don't be afraid to pull back so you can shoot further.
It's okay to not be okay.
It is.
What skills from being an SLE do you think will stay with you beyond university?
I think everything I've learned, but if there's one specific, well, it's a range of skills. Let me put it like that. It's interpersonal skills, people skills. You know, being able to make conversation with anyone now. Whether
Those will definitely help you in your future career.
yeah, for like from the Sarah I used to be, who would literally come to class and like head down, sit down, like just see the slides and look at my laptop, take notes, and then be too shy to make conversation and then go home. And like it was, I was not the person I am now, but and like I would be too scared to like lift my hand up to ask a question, etc. Like for me to transition from that person to who I am today, being able to make conversation with anyone, communicate effectively with different types of people, you know, it required some level of putting myself out there and doing a lot of rejection therapy as well, without realizing it. So, for example, I take the example of table sessions, yeah?
Yes.
We've started that quite recently. It's been a project for, I think, 2 years now. I don't know if we had it prior, but table sessions is basically where you will probably have seen it as well. You'll see tables outside near the library, and you'll have either SLAs or SBLs inviting you to understand what our services are about and inviting you to make the most of these. And basically, sometimes there are themes, etc., but it's about reaching out to the student population within the university.
Sort of breaking the ice.
Yeah, breaking the ice.
Especially for new students.
New students. So you'll find that we do table sessions very often with new intakes as well. So, but also throughout the
throughout the year.
Throughout the year. But the fact that we had to go out there, try to get people to engage with us and to want to actually come to the table and be there, we had to learn a few different tricks. So there was this, well, at first it was not the best thing for me. You know, you have some people being like, okay, hi, well, no, I don't have time right now, I have to go to class. Like, no, I don't really think this is for me. Or, well, I don't need this. And then it prompts the question of, what am I doing wrong? Why are they not stopping? Why can I not engage? And also the little bit of, oh, they said no, like, oh, that's, you feel a little, it hurts a bit.
Don't take it personal, guys.
Yeah, so then you stop taking it personally, because like after like the 5th or 6th time that this happened, you stop taking it personally. And then, well, after asking myself these questions, you start to like reformulate the way that you're phrasing things. You start to find new ways to reel people in. So that's where the candy and the games and the prizes are coming from. So now like we've taken this project to a new level, and we're always constantly improving through making these efforts to
how to get students' attention, like what can we do to encourage them to...
Yeah, and we do tend to try to get a lot of feedback from you guys to tailor the experience that... But to answer your question, I think it would be people skills. This is something that in a previous podcast episode was mentioned as well. I think it was with Mr. Yashraj, shout out. He said that, I think it was, the question was, what skill would you advise students to build early on in their career? And it was, his answer was people skills. because it does help you network, it does help you put yourself out there, it does help you.
You mastered it so beautifully, that I assure you.
Thank you. And it's something as well that not just through table sessions, but with one-to-one consultations, there's different ways that students grasp information. Sometimes it's through images, sometimes it's through sounds, sometimes it's through actually putting the thing in practice. And the fact that it requires some degree of being able to get into someone else's mind and understanding how they understand prior to teaching them. I've started to unconsciously do it within conversations where I'm like, well, it seems that this person is this type of person, so when I'm talking I need to use these types of words. Or when I'm demonstrating things, or if someone gets easily distracted, I'll be like, okay, well, I need to eliminate distractions prior to conversation. So it's being able to adapt with anyone at this point.
If I may add, you being empathetic is what I appreciate the most about you.
Thank you so much.
Truly.
Yeah, empathy is part of the people skills. It's I could go on and on about it, but it's something I couldn't do without. I really always want to learn.
It's important to make people feel heard, seen.
Yeah, definitely it is.
Lovely.
Yes.
So Sarah, moving on, what's something about the SN experience that people don't always see from the outside?
I think it's okay. There's two things. First, it's not just one-to-one consultations. It's not just, you book a consultation and then you're like, okay, well, I have this query and it's solved within 15 minutes. Sometimes it's a lot more in-depth than that. No, I'm going into the second point. Wait. Let's go back to the first point. Sometimes we'll do in-class workshops, we'll assist your lecturers, we'll take up things like invigilating for exams, I mentioned all of this before, but being an SLE is about not just offering direct academic support. It's about being involved in the whole...
It's a whole commitment.
Yeah, it's a whole commitment. And there are fixed consultation hours, yes, but there's also being flexible for students as well. There's also taking part in a lot of team activities. There's also taking part in training as well. So it's a whole experience. It's something that I definitely recommend to anyone who wants to try to do it. Go for it. And also I would definitely recommend for students to make use of this service, because it's something that it's a whole experience in itself. Once you go to an SLE, you will never go back. It's something that changes the whole uni experience. You feel so much support. And I'm saying this because I have gone to SLEs as well. There's so much support, and you feel like you're definitely guided through the whole uni experience. So that's that part. But there's also, within consultations, we tend to think that it's just purely academic. But like I mentioned before, a lot of the consultations I've had to do is having to deal with students' fear of failure, fear of judgment, so there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of limiting beliefs, there's a lot of... Sometimes people are struggling with personal things that are getting in the way of their learning, of their academic commitments. It's a lot of the time it's being able to show empathy, being able to support students in a way that is beyond just academic support. So that's something that people do not see from the outside.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that part.
So of course, when it's required, SLAs will sit with you and offer the support you need. But when there is a limit to how much we can help with this. So there has been times where I have had to refer students to counselors or to the well-being service within university, or where I've had well, there have been times where I've had to refer students to specific services. And of course, through the right channels, I've had to let Nushreen know, the head of the LLE, shout out again, know about how to proceed. And that's also a learning experience. But this is also to show you guys that an SLA isn't just here to be a teacher or someone that you go to
assignment related queries,
Yeah.
but beyond that, we are your friends,
'Cause-
we're a student just like you. We're
Yeah,
students
exactly.
like
We're
you.
students just like you, and we understand that being a student doesn't mean just doing work or just studying. It means balancing a lot of responsibilities, like a lot of not just for I in my head I used to think there was the my personal experience as a student, but I'm a Mauritian student. A lot of struggles that international students face as well are often overlooked, and you have to balance managing your home, managing your studies, managing your family, managing your sometimes work, managing this a bunch of things that have to be taken care of, and it's absolutely okay to feel overwhelmed and to feel and to just feel, you don't have to perform every day. So that goes for SLAs and for students as well. It's absolutely okay. And I think it's not always visible from the outside that SLAs understand and are trained to be there for you. Of course,
But
we're
there are
not-
things beyond your control.
yeah, we're not counselors. We will refer you to the right channels within university, but we are, I think, from my experience, SLAs are capable enough to spot when the problem is academic and when the problem is beyond just academic. So when it's academic, we will be able to help you solve it, but when it's beyond that, we'll offer you support to the extent that we can, and we'll help you go to the right channels to find the solutions.
Absolutely. Sarah, being a senior SLA, one advice you would give to current or future SLAs? Not necessarily one.
I'll do future SLAs first, because you're not SLAs yet, right? If you're a student currently and you want to try being an SLA, you feel like this might be a good thing to do, and something that aligns with what you want out of the university experience, go for it. Definitely. Do not think twice about it, apply. You will get the training required, you will get to build your skills, you will be presented with opportunities, and there's nothing to lose. There is absolutely
That's a
nothing
good
to
one.
lose. So, and as I said, if you're met with the opportunity to be an SLA, if you've gone through the interview process and you're met with an offer to be an SLA, as I said, the universe will not present you with an opportunity you are not ready for. So go for it, please. It's probably the best thing you'll do. Of course, if that's something you want. If you're not interested, then that's absolutely okay. But I do realize that this role is, now that it's very visible, what we do, that a lot of people will be interested, and I do not want you to feel at all intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
We're a very lovely team. You'll be very well guided and well accompanied through your journey, and it's something words fail to describe.
And you get rewarded in so many ways.
Yeah, words fail to describe how much of an amazing experience it's been. If I could do it all over again, I would do it all over again. Now for current SLAs. I think make the most. Again, don't, in the process of managing everything that's expected from you as a student, as a son or daughter, as a sister or brother, as a friend, as as balancing all that you're balancing as a worker as well, as I mentioned before, try to make the most of everything. Try to not get lost in putting up this whole performance that you have to be there for people, and try to take a step back and breathe and see how much of an impact you're having on the people around you.
No rush, at your own pace, no pressure. You got this, you can do it. Sarah's the living example.
But I think that I'm really happy that you guys think I've set an example, but I genuinely do believe that other people will be able to make such a more of an impact, such a bigger impact than I have. And for current SLAs, do take that step back and realize how much of an impact you're having on people. It's very difficult to do it, because when you're in the moment and balancing everything that you have to balance, we forget to step back and breathe. And to, give yourself a pat on the back sometimes, that, you know what, I'm doing great. This is not just for SLAs, for everyone, but I know what the SLAs who are really passionate about their job might be going through. And if you're anything like me, you are putting a lot of pressure on yourselves. So do give yourself this pat on the back. And I wish you guys all the best. And I'm happy I was able to be part of the project and of the SLA scheme up until now. Yeah, definitely. It doesn't really... This advice isn't just for SLAs, but if I were to be able to speak to the current SLAs, this is what I would say. Because when you're going to graduate and you're going to be done with all of it, it would be a shame to have this sense of, well, I wish I had appreciated it more. At the end of the day, it wasn't... It's never that deep. It's never that deep. If you make a mistake, if you're not able to perform at 100%, if you're whatever it is that you think is life-changing, or, well, not life-changing, but life-destroying at this point, it's never that deep. You can always bounce back. You can always learn from your mistakes, and you can always improve, and just always be appreciative of all that you're doing. Yeah. So yeah, that would be... I've been rambling a little bit about this, but that would be my advice for future SLAs. Go for it. Don't be scared. For current SLAs, take a little bit of time to give yourself the pat on the back and appreciate all that you're doing. Well done.
Looking back, what would you say to your younger self? We are talking to Sarah here.
Oh, to before SLA experience, Sarah.
No, when you started this.
So the thing is, I applied right after year one. As soon as I submitted my last assignment for year one, I applied. What would I say to her? I would say to take it easy. You don't even know what's coming, in a good sense. Sounds ominous, but in a good sense. You don't know what's in store for you. There's so much growth, there's so much good, and there's so much to experience at coming forward. And I think I would say that you deserve everything that you're working so hard for. Yeah.
Talking about deserving, we have a little something for you. Excellence Award for being the best SLAs, amazing student, and it was so great to work with you. You deserve it, truly.
So that was the surprise you mentioned, huh? Thank you so much.
There's more, but I'll keep it off camera.
There's more?
Yeah, you truly deserve it, Sarah. On behalf of the LLE department, this is your Excellence Award for being such an amazing SLA, fitting host for the last 8 episodes, and for being who you are.
Thank you so much to you and to the whole team, to Shane, Luxa, Shalini.
We're gonna hug.
Sweetie, I'm gonna a big hug to all of you guys. And it's been an absolute pleasure being part of the team. I've
We
grown
enjoyed
so
having
much.
you around.
I keep mentioning it, but I've grown so much, and I'm so grateful for every opportunity that's been handed to me, and I'm so grateful for all of the support I've had throughout, and for all of the belief that you've put in me, and for always, especially Nusrin, for always trusting that I would be able to rise up to the occasion, and for trusting me with everything that you've handed to me. It's been a wonderful journey, and
cheers on being excellent in whatever you do.
cheers. Thank you so much.
What would you say to students who are hesitant to approach SLA or to use the LLE services?
I would remind them that we're all human. I think I can relate this approaching SLAs to something that I've seen happen a lot in meeting. So, for those of you that aren't law students or that don't know about what mooting is, it's basically like a mock trial when you're going to basically pretend that you're a lawyer defending the client, and the judge is very often your lecturer. And this whole thing is recorded. And there's a lot of intimidation going into it. And the way that I find is easiest to solve it is to remind people that we're all human. So for this hesitance to approach SLAs, I think it shouldn't be there. There's no reason to hesitate now, because our services are all visible. They are, well, I'm leaving the team soon, but I believe that they will always be very well promoted and offered in the best ways, and the team is always ready to help. We are specifically trained to support you, and there's no reason to hesitate. We are all human. There's no judgment. It's a safe learning space. You are absolutely welcome. We love doing what we do, and we choose to do what we do. So the fact that you come to us for help is sometimes literally makes our day. So definitely do come to us for help.
Yeah. Last question. What's next for you after UNLM?
Oh. So I think definitely finding employment. Unfortunately, I cannot delay work any longer. I tried with the masters. I can't really keep doing that. Yeah, I think trying to keep all that I've learned alive, nurturing the skills I've built.
I'm sure you'll do well wherever you go with all those skills, but you already had existing ones, like powerful ones you will use everywhere.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I do believe that. I don't know where the future will take me, but I hope that all the value I was able to bring from university, I'll be able to keep and nurture it throughout. Yeah.
Such an amazing mindset. Getting a job is not always easy, but gaining experience throughout the way is the key, and which you did. Hopefully, your SL experience will contribute in a way or another in your future career.
Yeah, it will.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for your time. It's been such an amazing experience hearing your perspectives, and I'm so sure students will benefit a lot from your experience. Also, thank you from our team.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for making this whole experience so special for me. Thank you to the entire LLE team. It's been so wonderful being part of the team. Thank you to Nushin, thank you to Ruksar, Shalini, Smriti, thank you to Kajal for being such a good friend. And you guys will always have a special place in my heart.
So will you. That I assure you.
And for each and every student that I've had the chance to have a conversation with, I hope it's been a meaningful one, and I hope it's made an impact. And for each and every episode that I was hosting, I hope I was able to bring some value and again make an impact. It's this words fail to describe how much I've loved every second of being an SLE, of doing everything that I've been doing, and I will miss this. And so yeah, this is Sarah.
We will miss you too.
Signing off. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You've been amazing.
Thank you. Bye bye.